Well, Tesla stock's continuing to crash and Elon Musk is in panic mode about it. You can tell by his tweeting, he's lashing out at protesters, detractors. He doesn't seem to know what's going on, doesn't think he's to blame for it. We'll have a look at some of his tweets and the stock price as well. So let's get into it. Hi, I'm JJ. Welcome back. So we can see this headline here. Elon Musk's Tesla in turmoil. You know, when the headlines say that, things are pretty bad. Stocks in turmoil. Stock plummets as boycotts and investor doubts mount. Yes, indeed. And we've got this that you might have seen on the thumbnail. This is actually a sculpture from a Mexican artist. I'll talk a little bit about this later on in the video, but the stock is dropping like a rock onto Tesla at the moment. And this is it. The stock is now down 50.40%. It's bounced around a little bit, but going below the 50% down since that peak in late December. And just in that last session, the Monday session, as I'm recording this, it went down 4.79%. So quite a dip there. It's taking some big dives. And that was on a day that the market was actually up. And we have here Wells Fargo lowers Tesla stock price target to $130 amid European sales slumps and protests. So it's at 238, so that's quite a way to drop down there yet. And on top of that, JP Morgan has lowered its Tesla's share price target to 120, which is even lower. So changing the targets based on what's going on. And this headline here, Tesla's latest decline could be one for the history books, JP Morgan analysts say. So they're obviously expecting a big drop. Now, I talked about this in one of my videos yesterday about how various analysts have always had different targets on Tesla, but these are pretty low at the moment. And what's the reason? Well, there are a number of reasons, including protests and including this. If Musk wants to sell Tesla cars to conservatives, Electric says Tesla needs stores and service in red states. I actually didn't know they didn't have widespread service centers and stores in red states. It makes sense though, because they've been selling cars to mostly liberals for years in California and in blue states. And now that's changed because Elon's gone to the right. He's full on MAGA, of course, with Trump. Some would say gone pretty far right. And that's part of the reason that I think there's been protests. Well, I know there's been protests for that reason, but does he think that? He doesn't seem to see the problem with it. And Tesla used car prices are falling at 3 times the rest of the market. So we've got that, people getting rid of their Teslas, the boycott of Teslas, people getting rid of them. They don't want to be seen in them, or more people don't want to be seen in them. And so this kind of typifies what's going on here. The Tesla brand destruction is a sight to behold. I purchased my Tesla before I knew Elon was crazy. Now I want to initiate a class action lawsuit against Elon for damaging the Tesla brand. I don't know if they're joking. Now we've seen those stickers that say that I purchased my Tesla before I knew Elon was crazy. But he goes on, I can't sell the car. Nobody wants it. This is Brad. So they've tried to sell it and nobody wants it, which is really telling. They're hard to sell. Meanwhile, in China, the sales are definitely slowing down, but it's more to do with increased competition. Obviously, Tesla's market share in China, battery electric vehicle sector, look at that. It's been going down from 2021. It's really been going down with intense competition there. BYD, as I've talked about many times, has really been ramping up. A really impressive operation they've got, and they're actually selling more cars than Tesla. And Tesla develops cheaper Model Y in China to battle growing competition. Now it says here, stripped down SUV aims to recover market share from Chinese makers offering less expensive models. So Tesla investors, I know people following it, want them to come out with a really affordable model. It could be argued, and I've said before, that instead of the Cybertruck, Elon could have concentrated on a mass market model, but you get the feeling that he was kind of bored and he wanted to do that truck. He thought it would sell 250,000 a year or more. It's really not looking like that. And the stripped down Model Y is the best that they can do. I think people will be disappointed by that. There's that Cybercab design. They could easily bring that out with a steering wheel and with pedals. That could be a cheaper model, I suppose, but they're choosing to do this. Is it enough? Because other car makers like BYD have got a lot going on. And this is an activist video. So now we're getting to the protest that Elon is looking at. We'll see some of Elon's tweets. He's kind of angry and wild and can't work out why everybody's protesting him. Why does everybody hate me? But here's one new video from activist org led by donkeys. Let's just have a look at it.
My name's Prama and I've been a Tesla owner for 6 years. We used to joke that Elon Musk was like a real-life Iron Man. But then I think there's so many things that have happened. He's gone into becoming someone who is obsessed by power, and that's really changed my view on him. And when he started getting onto the ticket of the extreme far right, that's when I started thinking, I'm not really sure I should be driving a Tesla. But the pinnacle, I'd say the absolute pinnacle, was the Nazi salute that, of course has become very infamous now. But at that point, there was no turning back. My message to anyone who's thinking of buying a Tesla, don't put your money towards this extremism and division of society. Please don't buy a Tesla.
So that message is clear there. Don't buy a Tesla. Quite a production they've done there. And that's the general message of the protesters. The Tesla takedown protests. They talked about don't buy a Tesla, sell your Tesla stock. That's the message. And this is one more. And Elon can't understand. And he's definitely noticed this. And Trump's noticed too. On the White House lawn, they were selling Teslas like an infomercial, just ridiculous. And everybody is not against Tesla, though still, it has to be said. This is in Business Insider, which they've been critical of Tesla, but this one isn't. It says, I bought a Tesla for its safety and technology. Strangers have mocked me for supporting Elon Musk, but that won't stop me from buying another one. Elon Jellicles, as I call them, are pretty still supportive no matter what Elon Musk does, no matter what he says, even if he supports increasingly far-right politics. They still seem to love him and just whatever he does. A lot of mega people are going to buy Teslas. It remains to be seen. And we see things like this billboard. This is the immigrant who took your job. And it's Elon, of course. So we're seeing things protest all around the country. And now we get to what Elon's got to say. But first, if you're getting value out of this episode so far, I really appreciate it. If you remember to hit that like button to help the algorithm to spread it to more people, it really does help. Thanks very much. Now, this is a post from Reddit that is talking about Elon's tweet, and it says he just fired hundreds of government workers, and he's surprised why he gets all the hate. So I don't know if this is gaslighting and Elon does know why he's getting so much hate, but it seems pretty obvious to everybody else but him. He was quoting a tweet that says the left cannot name one thing they hate Elon Musk for. Well, that is just blatantly not true. They cannot name one thing that he has taken away from them. Well, there's so many things, and we're going to look at some of those things. But Elon says, my companies make great products that people love, and I've never physically hurt anyone. Not directly, but so you could argue some of the policies in Doge have definitely hurt people, taking their money away who can't afford it. And there's US aid that was taken away abruptly that definitely hurt some people overseas. So why the hate and violence against me, he whines. Because I am a deadly threat to the woke mind parasite and the humans it controls. So immediately he jumps to kind of attacking wokeness, which is just kind of ridiculous. It's one of those things that the right started to say, just like snowflake and all the other insults before that. And it did work though. And Trump was saying things like that. It's an excuse for bigotry and racism quite a lot of the time. It's turning into that. Free speech, you can say what you want, but there's social consequences for things that you say. Now, this is somebody who's put counterpoints to what Elon said here. Tesla has the highest fatality crash rates of any car. Tesla busts unions. He pushes for dangerous safety deregulations that will result in people being killed. His Doge is taking away the healthcare of millions and fired over 250,000 people over the last 56 days alone. So he was asking for it when he said the left can't find one reason that he's doing wrong or that hates him. There are plenty of reasons here. And this post from Reddit as well, silly Elon, people are protesting for free. So Elon lashing out, he's seeing the protests, and he says, interesting, who is funding them? And so this is about the protests. And somebody was at a protest apparently and saw a sheet of chants. And this is not unusual for a protest. I'm sure Elon hasn't been to a protest, but if people are going to chant in unison, they need to know what to say. He thinks that somebody's paying, there's a mysterious billionaire that's funding the protests, and it's a conspiracy against him. Maybe that's the special K that he uses, his overuse of it. Maybe that's part of the reason. I don't know. Does it turn somebody to the far right if they've got such a drug-addled brain? I don't know. I'm just speculating, but it's kind of strange, the big move to the far right that he's taken. And Fred Lambert from Electric says there's no line too far anymore. Now, I put this in one of yesterday's videos, but it's relevant today too. There are only two groups of people behind Elon at this point. Those fully aligned with him politically, including with his Nazi, neo-Nazi stuff. Two, those who are invested in him and for whom money is more important to them than morals. And this was quoting a tweet that said, where's the line for Elon to cross where his supporters finally say, whoa, okay, that's too far. And there are a lot of people who make videos, definitely YouTubers making videos in support of him, Elon Jellicles. And so they've followed him down this far right path. And really, they don't say a word that's critical and support him. And I think it's true. How far does he have to go for them to say, hold on, that's too far? I mean, you can see how these fascist things happen, these regimes happen, they pull people along. But at this point, I think the supporters of him are getting fewer and fewer. Now, this is the artist that I had on the thumbnail, the artwork. Mexican artist Chavez Marmol smashes a Tesla with a 9-ton Olmec head. So this was an artwork, a sculpture that he made in 2024. And he did it actually to troll Elon Musk in large part. In Mexico, it was when Tesla was talking about having a Tesla plant down there. And so I want to give proper attribution to this artist. And I do like art myself. I made art myself, a lot of art. So I do appreciate other artists' work. So in this Mexico City, a giant stone head resembling an ancient indigenous sculpture sits on top of a crushed Tesla car. It's not the scene of a freak accident, but a piece of art whose creator says he wanted to provoke Elon Musk. Chavez Marmol, a 42-year-old sculptor who has never owned a car and travels by bicycle, came up with the idea of dropping the 9-ton carving onto a blue Tesla 3 in Mexico City using cranes. Inspired by the colossal head carvings of Olmec, considered the first known major Mesoamerican civilization, it sits on a lot owned by a boutique hotel in the Roma district. I wonder if it's still there. I'm sure it is. Probably become quite an art attraction, I would say. The head was released and the car's roof gradually caved in, though not before its batteries had been removed. Well, that's a good idea because it'll probably catch fire. He says, my idea was to make a piece to troll Elon Musk, adding that it would be incredible if the multi-billionaire Tesla boss saw it. Look what I do to your lousy car with this wonderful head. This is bigger than you and the rampant technologies, he said. But let me know what you think of this. Do you like the artwork? Do you not like it? And what do you think of Elon lashing out in this way, thinking that there's big funding behind the protests and there's nothing to protest about? He thinks that everybody's against him. Let me know what you think about this. Now on screen, I'm going to put a link to a related video. If you're watching this on YouTube, go and see that now if you want to. And also on screen, a subscribe link. There's a lot of people who watch these videos who aren't subscribed yet. So if you want to get more of these kind of videos, I'm doing them daily. Do subscribe. And also there's a join button for membership if you want to get early access to videos and priority reply to comments. We get a lot of comments these days. Do join as a member. And thanks for watching this one, everyone, and I'll see you in the next one.